Good morning, happy Tuesday. Today the lesson is going to be on the volume of a cylinder. As I pan across the different cylinders, you can see that they come in all shapes and sizes. Volume really stands for how much can the cylinder hold. So if you look at all these different sizes, volume can be different all the time. There's even bigger cylinders in the world, and maybe you could think about what else a cylinder might look like. So the first thing we have to do is, just like all the other days, we have a certain formula for the volume of a cylinder. And today the formula is V equals pi times the radius squared times the height. Now, just as a reminder today, I want to remind you to use 3.14 for pi. Because if you use the symbol pi on your calculator, you're going to get a different answer for the IXL. So I'm going to write all of the formulas as I go, like I did before, because for me, it helps me to keep my work in place. So volume equals pi times the radius squared times the height. So you can see in this one the radius is 3 and the height is 5. So V equals 3.14 times 3 squared, remember radius is 3, times the height, which is 5. So that would be V equals 3.14 times 9 times 5. Remember, 3 squared is 3 times 3. And then you multiply them straight across, 3.14 times 9 times 5, and you get 141.3. And then, of course, if they ask you, you would do centimeters as your answer, and then a volume has a little 3. So they don't ask for that on IXL because they give it to you, but it would be centimeters with a little 3 for the answer if you had to provide the answer. Okay, next one, same thing. Volume equals pi times the radius squared times the height. So again, V equals 3.14. The radius on this particular cylinder is 2. We're going to square it. And then the height is 10. So it's V equals 3.14 times 2 squared, which is 4, times 10. So I do V equals, and then I multiply 3.14 times 4 times 10, and I get 125.6. So again, it's just really plugging in the numbers to the formula. There's really not a whole lot that's complicated. You just plug them in and put them into the formula. Now, remember, the radius is what goes across, halfway across the can. So if I were to show you the can up here, if I start in the middle and I go to the side, that's the radius. But if I go all the way across the can, that's the diameter. So if you come back to your formula, you can see that we need the radius. So if they give us the diameter, which is 14, I need to know what's the radius. So I come up here, I take 14, I divide by 2, and 14 divided by 2 is 7, so my radius is 7. And that's really important because if you have the diameter, you have to give the radius for the formula. So I come down here on my paper, V equals pi times the radius squared times the height. So V equals 3.14. Then I do the radius, which is 7 squared, and you can see the height is 15. So then I do 3.14 times 49 times 15. Then I multiply 3.14 times 49 times 15, and I get 2,307.9. So it doesn't matter, you can tell the bigger the cylinder, the bigger the number. For the last one, you can see that it has a diameter of 7. So I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to take 7. I'm going to divide it by 2. And I'm going to get a radius of 3.5. It's okay to get a decimal because not all radiuses and not all diameters are even numbers. So sometimes you will get a decimal. So then I write the formula, V equals pi times the radius squared times the height. So V equals 3.14. My radius is 3.5, and I'm going to square that, times the height of 19. So V equals 3.14. Now, when you square 3.5, it's 3.5 times 3.5. When you do that, you get 12.25 times 19, again, which is the height. So then you multiply them all together. 3.14 times 12.25 times 19. And when you do that, you get a weird looking number, 730.835. Now, on the IXL, they ask you to round to the nearest hundredth. So remember, the hundredth place is where the 3 is. So that's right here. But I have to look next door. And next door is 5. And remember, like in class, we talked about if it's 5 or more, this has to be raised. So the final answer would be 730.84. Now, I hope this helps you to find the volume of a cylinder. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon on our meets.